Welcome back, chums. Today CD Projekt Red released a new developer breakdown video of the trailer with Paweł Burza, a senior communication manager, and Igor Sarzyński, who is the narrative director on the project. They went over the most significant aspects of the expansion, like the setting, characters, and decisions you will make, so let's go through what they said. First off, Dogtown being a new or well renamed section of Pacifica, originally called Combat Zone in Cyberpunk 2020, something you probably heard a lot on this channel because I was doing some lore videos in the past, and generally I was talking a lot about it prior to the release of the game. Now this is going to give a much better insight into Pacifica because, well, it's going to be a more enclosed part with Hansen being the boss on the top, and at the same time I do believe that the rest of Pacifica that we do know is still going to be, well, Pacifica that we know, but the other side, which was underdeveloped in the base game, is well going to be that part, obviously, which we know at this point. And this is generally a big change for the lore, but of course in Cyberpunk 2020 and later, you always had a prominent figure in the combat zone, someone who stands out, but it seems, it's going to be a bit more organized now with Hansen leading it, and I don't think there was ever someone who managed to get an entire grip on the combat zone in general, or at least a big part of it. And even Hansen is described as this Escobar type character where he gives, the community shelter, food, security, houses, but of course this is going to be a front for his own shady operations. We also learned that his unit, the Barghest, are a mix of former Militech soldiers left after the previous war, and various thugs and bandits, so it's not going to be a tight unit, but sometimes they will do something on their own. But interestingly enough, all of them respect Hansen, so they are going to be shady, but they're not going to be disloyal in that sense. But even here you will have a relatively safe zones, but the ones where there is no security, of course, are going to be the most dangerous, which is of course a very nice contrast even for the combat zone. This is also by lore a tax-free zone, and you can pretty much get anything from the black market. I assume a lot of nice weapons and cyberware that we can use will be here, since they do mention, you will have more primitive ones, but of course you will have military corpo grade tech. And by lore, of course, you can even buy a tank here, but they said you're not going to have a tank in the game. Trauma Team also doesn't go there as well, so even if you buy, health insurance from them, you are kinda on your own. I think this also goes into the whole, the different vehicles having now weapons on them, because technically in the combat zone you kinda need it. And I also wonder how do they handle wanted levels. You will most likely have mercs and Barghest coming rather than NCPD or MaxTech, which is something explained in the lore, where NCPD doesn't really go into the combat zone. There is nothing you can do to save it pretty much. After that they talked more about Rosalind Myers and how she will have more sides to her, even being the president of New United States. And this will be an interesting concept, because especially with choices you make, I wonder if you can betray her and join Kurt, but again, no way to find out until the game comes out. On the other side, I think they want to give, like CD Projekt Red wants to give each character enough reason for you to decide for them or against them, which was somewhat the case in the base game. We also learned about Militech Chimera, so this is going to be that big robot that actually chases us at the beginning. So this is going to be old hardware from the past war left behind, and it seems it actually fell into Kurt's hands. I again hope they give a good boss fight with this one, because Igor does say that this could be an obstacle on V's adventure, so that could be teasing maybe a boss fight. And at the same time, it would be cool if you are, high in tech or net running, to turn it onto your side. It's a machine after all, but this is just speculation so far. Also, Songbird, V and Solomon Reed are going to be the three most important characters, as they said, with Reed being that spy you send to another country to change something or cause chaos, and 7 years ago he was put on ice basically to become a sleeper agent. Like it was the case in the base game, there will be moments where you will have some conflict with those characters, depending again on your choices and as the story progresses. Same with Songbird. I mean, they even said she is somewhat of a reflection of V, most likely went up through the ranks like V did, and in another universe, V would be the type to hire her if the roles were actually reversed, so I'm interested to see how that goes with the character in general. I mean, personally for me this seems good, being a spy thriller, having V go through that secret agent arc, being inspired by 80s and 90s movies, it fits well overall with Cyberpunk as a genre. Next up we have that one big question people were asking, and that's if you need to create a new story or continue where you left off. Now CoCarnage actually asked that, and Sasko said that if you do a fresh run already with expansion, all mechanics will be gradually introduced, and if you already finished the game, you will be given an option to reset perks, which makes sense because, well, skill trees have been redesigned again. That will be an interesting comparison video to make when it comes out, because I think the changes here are going to be again big. And we have some details about what to sort of expect from patch 1.7 due to media outlets and some gameplay videos, which I obviously cannot show because those are exclusive. So police will now be more similar to the mod where they spawn further away in cars. Hopefully that works well, and technically that way you can have chases. Now, before AI had some issues to follow a certain path, like it was with races in the base game, so maybe that was fixed up a bit. It would be cool though if max stack arrived in their aircraft though, like it was in the prologue, but that's right now pretty much unknown. Same for melee system, like I said in my previous video, with finishers you can now do. It seems the Monovire has also seen some changes, but generally it seems that this patch, you know, is coming in under 90 days, which is also going to give that to everyone who has the base game, so you don't have to worry about that. So technically this could be July, maybe August, prior to the release of the expansion. We shall see, but again I do think they will do Night City Wire again, so they will announce it and then they will have that stream where they will explain everything, so we have to be on the lookout for that. So this is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click that like and subscribe button for more, and join our community on Twitter and Discord. Huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. I will also have to do a lot of lore videos for this, and we have to talk about Starfield and the rest of RPGs of the Xbox Showcase, so that video, or well, those videos are going to be coming soon. Stay tuned and see you in the next one. Bye bye.